Google. Let's go get him again.
Welcome back to the Bvlgari channel. I'm your host, Mark, and welcome to your subscriber's choice Sampling Samples Saturdays. So you chose for me to review this one, which is from the brand of Bvlgari, and this one called Tygar from the high-end letdown line. This is a huge hype beast within our fragrance community from this brand. And it's not part of the Free Bottle Brigade. I know that a certain influencer in New York does get a sponsorship from them, so she gets free bottles. But other than that, I don't think there's much. This is almost like an outside, because not too many people have bottles of this, but people, like, I just did a quick search on YouTube, and what the reviews came in is not too many people have bottles of this because not Free Bottle Brigade, but a lot of videos on dupes on this one. So the bottles, and I don't own any of Le Gem line from Bvlgari. I own at least 24 Bvlgari fragrances. Absolutely love their tea line. Criminally underrated brand. Yeah, there's some really good stuff in their designer or their lower end line. I haven't really dipped this is my dip in their higher echelon line. This one right here. The bottle's beautiful. They look like something from the Roman Empire, basically. Tygar, and the top of the caps kind of change depending on scent. A lot of brands do this. Tygar looks like basically a tiger's eye from my perspective. This is one of those that I was this close of blind buy, like just that close. You know, it's. I love the name. I love the bottle, love the brand. The nose behind this, Cavalier, great nose, and the hype. So I just felt like this could be it. Let's just go get it and let's see what it's all about. I do that, you know me, but you know, they have a good track record, Bvlgari, with me. I love their tea line. I believe it is a brand that doesn't go with the, as far as what's hip in the fragrance game. They don't just piggyback on what's good. I love that about that. You know, Cartier does this, Hermes does this, and in a point, at least in the men's line, Bvlgari does this in a way. They're in there, but they do have a good track record with me. A little underrated as a brand, yeah, this one hyped, and it's almost like outside noise of the YouTube fragrance community. It's really one that I was interested in. Love the name, love the bottle. Let's see what I get out of this little sample. Let's go under the hood. Let's take a look at some stats on this one. Release date was back in 2016, and again, these YouTube videos on this release is more in the back end, like, you know, in the later end of this release. Just recently, you know, I'm talking about 3-4 years, not like 2016-17 when this initially launched. People loved it. No, it took some time on this one. Concentrations eau de parfum. Nose, of course, Jacques Cavalier Beltrude. I guess he got married because he used to be known as just Cavalier. Mr. Louis Vuitton himself, they utilize him as their in-house perfumier, Cavalier. At least from the late 90s, early 2000s, magician with designer scents. Like him, like Monardo. These are noses that I felt like they had gems, but really didn't get the love, I guess. You know, they weren't, you know, the Alberto Morillas type of noses, but very steadily, really good releases. So Cavalier, always checking out his releases. From the ones I've smelt from Louis Vuitton, kind of pedestrian in a way, and I hate doing that because I think it's the same crowd that likes Louis Vuitton that will like this. So if you click on this video, you're probably going to hate me. But the major notes in this release, this is a Ambrox heavy release. Anybody that knows me, Sauvage, Beer de Chanel, they're not my friends. So Ambrox heavy, this one, and I mean heavy, like staticky heavy, like big time. Grapefruit up top, and ginger. The listed notes in this, I think, are just grapefruit and Ambrox, to be quite honest. I don't think ginger's even a listed note, at least in some websites. But ginger's the third wheel. There's more to this than just that, but hardly. Hardly. Now, this fragrance, and you know me, I don't hold any punches. I don't care how expensive you are. I don't care how much hype there is. I don't care about anything. My nose is what you're gonna get. This is probably the most disappointed I've been this year off an opening. In the ending too. This smells very familiar and honestly not in a good way. So let me explain. Let's sniff this one out. All right, so I got my little sample. I'm actually wearing this fragrance as my scent of the day today, but I want to kind of destroy the sample here, finish it off. And that's the last I am going to smell of Tygar. The opening starts off with a very solid grapefruit note. I can't knock the grapefruit. I really can't. It's unique, actually. It's a little candied. It really is. It's not authentic at all. So I don't know. Personally, if you see a reviewer saying that this is authentic, I don't think so. I've smelled much more authentic, tart grapefruits than this. This is a candied grapefruit, almost orangey with a ginger backing. Really nice 1-2 punch. Actually really like it. Nothing new, but the grapefruit itself, I've never smelled a grapefruit candied like this in a way that it's made like this. It's really, really good. Almost orangey candied side of things. Not authentic. Doesn't give me any of that tartness or anything like that, but it's good. And honestly, it's the best part of the fragrance. Everything else is downhill on this one. You get a little edge here with a little bit of black pepper. So you do get this grapefruit, which is more sweet than thin and watery and authentic. And you're getting this pepperiness and you're getting that ginger. It is uplifting. It does have some nuances here and there. There's some aromatics backing this. I can't get my fingers on which ones. Of course, that ginger's there to give it some zing, but there's something else in here as far as aromatics go that I haven't pinpointed on this one. Now, this is where this fragrance kind of, within minutes, this fragrance just, it's done. I can't do it. You get hit with a wallop of ambroxan, and this is like, I'm going to compare this to Sauvage. You can say Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel has this a little more upscale than Sauvage. Like, you don't get hit over the head with it. This reminds me of Sauvage more than Bleu in regards to the ambroxan. It just ruins everything. And what I mean by that is this ambroxan is a bomb. It just removes any beauty of this fragrance that I got in the opening and any of its notes that's coming in the back end. My first impression, honestly, of this was this fragrance was, is this it? Like, this is what people are talking about and this is the hype? This is your hype beast? This is basically, I'm putting it in this section. This is a bro fragrance with a high price tag. This is a designer $100 fragrance with a big bottle, a nice bottle. Maybe it's going to get better in the back end. Well, let's get into that. Now, more into the mid. Doesn't get any better, folks. The initial solid grapefruit slowly fades, and it's all ambroxan with some woody aspects. I get some vetiver here, which isn't too prominent. You're not going to get too much earthiness out of this release. There is some sandalwood too, so you're going to get some woody aspects. I also get some patchouli here, which again isn't too prominent or that great. You don't get those edges out of those notes. It's kind of musky here. It's ambrox heavy. There is some woodiness here. I do get ambret seed. That is something I did want to mention. I don't think anybody has mentioned that in their reviews. I could be wrong. Ambret seed in here, but it's very minimal. It doesn't save the scent. Ambret seed can make a scent like classy a bit, kind of like, case in point, like an iris in a fragrance. It could, smooth things out a bit. It really is a rough ambroxan backing. As far as a fragrance review goes, it's a fairly linear scent. There's not much going on. There's not much to really discover here. And my thoughts on my wearings was, is this it? I was really kind of waiting for greatness. Where is it? What's the hype about this? It never showed up from start to finish. Like the start, like when the ambrox is not there, like grapefruit, candied ginger kind of thing, I was like, ooh, maybe. But no, that's like just a couple minutes in, and then ambrox hits you over the head and it's game over. Overall, I can't see the hype train with this one. Even at $100 a bottle, This is just another Sauvage Bleu de Chanel. I mean, it just is in that scope. I can't justify this as a buy, especially at this price point. This is for people with too much money that want a designer fragrance. This sample saved me hundreds of dollars. As this was on my blind buy list, it is scrapped off that blind buy. Well, obviously, it's not a blind buy anymore, but it's scrapped off the buy list in all cases. Like, I love the bottles. I may look at something else from this lineup from Bvlgari. I'm happy I didn't blind buy this because I wouldn't wear it. It really just would be a fragrance reviewer bottle, which I mean, I get it for the channel. It's good to name off once in a while, but it's an expensive bottle to just sit there and collect dust. So let's get into Seasons, Day, Night, Versatility, and Performance. Seasons, the one good thing about this is if you're not going to be a collector, you don't have too many bottles, you may just want one little signature scent. You like this Sambrox heavy stuff. And you're kind of tired of, or maybe you have too much money and you're tired of Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage, this could be yours. It is signature scent approved. This is very versatile. So Seasons, I feel like it's best for tweeners. Like, a lot of people categorize this as just a summer scent. No, I feel like it's best for spring and fall. Those seasons that the weather fluctuates, it's really good for that. Obviously good for summer because it's a signature scent. Like, this is something that I could see, like, a guy that likes Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage and wants to wear it in the office all the time. This is what this is going to be. Day or night, I feel like this is more of a daytime scent. I don't feel the personality out of this one. I wouldn't really wear it at night. Versatility is very high. I already said it. Signature scent worthy. Great for all seasons. Performance is actually pretty good on me. And when you get an overdose of Sambrox, you'll get that longevity. It's not a beast in any way, shape, or form, but 7 to 9 hours longevity, which is good, and excellent projection. People can smell this, and yeah, a very good performance. I'm not going to poo-poo on the performance. Now, so my final thoughts, and this is easy peasy. This is a simple final thoughts. This isn't worth the hype nor the price point asked. Honestly, it isn't. It's not even close to being some of Cavalier's best work. You're looking at that resume, I can name off at least 10, maybe even more. Better than this. I really wanted to like it, and I'm a sucker for like names and beautiful bottles and caps like this, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like, I really want, like, there's hype on this. I really wanted to love it, but the hype isn't there for me. So nothing here screams luxury except for the bottle. Bottle does. Nothing in this smells authentic. You know, maybe that candy, it doesn't really smell authentic. It's well done. The blend doesn't scream, you know, artistic at all. No, this is just a utility designer fragrance with a high-end niche price tag. That's it. And reviews like this are going to get comments that people are going to try to sell other viewers on the release. And I'm not trying to sway you either way. Your nose is your nose. This is my thoughts on the release. So, you know, I'm going to see these bro comments already. They're going to say, oh, it's a performance beast. I get so many compliments. Oh, so many. Okay, but buddy, you know, I wear Curve. It's $10 and it gets me compliments and it performs. What's your, you know, you're buying this for, like, don't try to sell us on it. I don't need that in my comments below, but there's going to be some. The only quality I see here is for the people that do like Sauvage Bleu de Chanel and wants to flex. That's pretty much it. Get them this bottle. Somebody that wants to flex and wants that bottle on their, you know, oh, I got this fragrance, it's called Tygar, and look at this bottle, it's from Bvlgari, not everybody has it. That's pretty much all I see out of this. So by far, to me, the most disappointing test in 2023. It smells cheap. So my assumption is because of what I'm smelling here, this is probably cloned to death by these clone brands, and I'm pretty sure they can duplicate this pretty close because I don't see much quality here. I don't see much innovation here. I don't see much of anything here. I see a designer release. That's what I see. Get the clones, end it, save your money. Unless you want the nice bottle. That's my thoughts here. And they do sell those like little 30 ml bottles. I see those on Facebook groups all the time for around $100. I guess that's okay. But other than that, and now I gotta score this thing. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a bad score. There is some, I don't want to be all negative about a release like this. There is some positive points to non-collectors because it is versatile. It does perform. If you like this kind of DNA, man, go for designer releases, but that's just me. Save your money. But if I had to give it a score currently, and just looking at price point and hype and all this, I was extremely disappointed. There is a really good, not great ginger grapefruit opening, but that only lasts a couple minutes. The back end is like nothing. It's Ambrox heavy. 4 out of 10 out of me. And that's being kind of generous. There is some positives, but a lot of negatives here for someone that smelled so much and so much hype behind this. One of the better summer scents and all this and all that. No, not at all. No, I'm getting nothing of that. Nothing at all. And it really sours me on this high-end Bvlgari line. Like, do I really want to test the others? Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. It's going to be polarizing, I know. Hype beast, I don't like it. Always the comments are going to be interesting, so take your time, read all the comments. There's going to be some funny ones in there. As always, a great import fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. And remember, hypes, test them. Do what I did. I'm actually listening to my own advice. Sample. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.